Olá, sejam bem-vindos a mais um episódio do Planet Vox. Falamos a partir da Ponta do Ouro, onde decorreu a conferência anual do Distrito 9400 da Rotary International, um distrito que engloba 4 países, Moçambique, África do Sul, Botsuana e o Reino de Eswatini. Nesta conversa junta-se Mark McClue, que vai dividir conosco a sua experiência. Ele vem de Joanesburgo, faz parte de um dos clubes de Joanesburgo, e ele vai falar à audiência o que traz, que experiências podemos colher dele, que experiências partilhou nesta conferência. E ele vai falar em inglês. Welcome, Mark. Please introduce yourself for our audience, and please share with us the experience for attending this conference.
Yeah.
And what's your vision on climate issues, on environment issues?
Certainly, and thank you. Thanks for this opportunity. I'm Mark McClue. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a South African non-profit called ARMOR. ARMOR provides a voice for water. We're an interface between civil society and the institutions that are accountable for delivering water or processing water. We started over 10 years ago, but we've grown into an organization that now has 9,500 members who are all committed to taking action. And that's what our mission is encourage people to take action for responsible management of our rivers. And more recently, we've added in resources as well, because the rivers rely on good water, safe water, clean water, and the water that we drink needs to be clean and safe. But our resources as a whole, the environment and the waste and the way that we have an impact as humans to the environment is critical for us to address. So yeah, I'm grateful to be here. I'm part of the Rotary International Conference here for District 9400. And that consists of the 4 countries of Botswana, Eswatini, South Africa, and of course Mozambique, where it's being hosted at this beautiful location in Ponta de Ouro. So I think I'm keen to hear what perhaps you want to ask me as questions. I came here as a speaker, as a Rotarian, and as an actionist that wants to make an impact in the water sector. And we had a very, very good conference. We had a good full audience. And the aim of any talk like that is not to try and teach people or lecture them. It's to prompt awareness, prompt an understanding that the challenges we're facing in our water is actually something that we are all accountable to as part of the environment we live in and the environment we choose to share. And if people can leave this conference with just a few questions of their own personal behavior, or change decisions in their companies, or those people that are in the government sector, if they can start looking at how they can enable a better environment to be more sustainable as an environment, then we're achieving the objectives of this conference.
Often people blame others when face problems, environment problems, climate problems. Is it worth to blame others?
I think blame starts in our mind and our heart, because we always want to think that somebody else is at fault. And in this case, there's nobody who doesn't have some form of responsibility to the quality of our water. So whether it's using our water out of a tap and you use it and you close it, whether it's buying bottled water, which is an expensive product, it costs more to bottle water than to make clean water for a municipality. But it's more obvious than that. I'm sure today you would have used shampoo or some form of cleaning product. We all use toilets. We use deodorants. We use medicines. We use what are called absorbent hygiene products, like babies' nappies, tampons. The system was never designed to deal with that. The natural system is not designed to deal with all those chemicals. And our man-made or human-made system, toilets and the sewer system, was also not designed for that. So because it wasn't designed for that, we have to look at it and say, we need to change. And we need to change the system, and that starts with changing both our heart and our mind towards the decisions we're making. So, I don't think it's about blaming. Sure, if somebody has deliberately released a valve and let out all the water, or polluted a dam deliberately, or they're sitting at home doing nothing and they're getting paid to do the work, then you could blame somebody and you can hold them accountable. But as a whole, we as an organization, we don't believe in running to lawyers and wasting money with lawyers on fighting something. What I want to do is come to you and ask, what is your challenge? Where is your problem? Why is the water suffering? Why is the environment suffering? And if we have that conversation, then you're able to explain to me. And if I can listen and say, okay, I hadn't thought of it like that, or here's a way we could handle it, then you move away from blame into solutions. So bottom line, we're all part of the source. We can all be part of the solution.
Okay, so the main point is to engage communities to strengthen this struggle to face environment problems and environment climate crisis. So what experience, how Mozambique can experience action to engage communities for the change?
Yeah, sure. So if you become members of ARMA, and indeed with your club as a Rotarian, you can be the eyes and the voice for water, where we can help take, if you see some problem with pollution or fresh water running down the road and everybody's choosing to drive over it or walk past it and blame everyone, then you can report that directly. We can help you report it to the authorities. But at the same time, if it hasn't been dealt with, you can speak to us. And then we have a direct working relationship with some of the water authorities. And the approach is not to then fight with that person. It's to understand that there is a problem. If we all agree there's a problem, we now look at the different solutions and we pick one of those solutions and we help them implement that solution. And that's how you end up with a corrective action path towards improving the quality of our water, improving the quality of our sewer system, and make changes where you need to. Just because it's worked for the last 40 years doesn't mean it's going to work now. And that's what humans are good at, is adapting. So we just need to apply our understanding of what is happening with the water and then make the positive changes. Yeah.
How useful local communities, local knowledge for environment
It's critical.
Struggle?
No, it's critical. We have a phrase that says, from the community, for the community. And that's very true of Rotary as well. You don't come from a top down telling people what to do. They wake up every day with people telling father, their mother, wife, husband, the boss. They're always telling people. But our approach is to understand. So, the community, we start by doing cleanup work with cleaning up a section of the river that they either bring to us and say, hey, can you come and do it? And I say, well, why are we going to do it? Who's going to pay us? So we get one or two individuals within that community to understand that if you can help clean this up, there's actually money within the waste. And there's one thing, if it's worth something, it doesn't lie around for long because sadly somebody takes it. But in this instance, that would be amazing if everybody took back the waste that they've put in the river. But, we can find lorries that are on the highway and they've broken down or they've stopped and they have to unload their produce. There's a waste in every sector. Nobody doesn't make waste. So that makes it a massive industry, massive market. And what we've got to do is work out how do we perhaps even run something or focus on a project that helps deal with the hyacinth at the same time as dealing with the water quality. So it's always a two-way thing. Does that answer the question?
This climate change or environment challenge demand investment, more investment?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So we are looking to capacity to grow. We've built what we have under small budget and personal money between the team. But now we've got a model we think that works. So if it works, you can apply money and it will grow. So the question is who, how we do it, and what do we measure to know that there's been a success? Because down here in Mozambique, we're 2,300 kilometers from the source. Now, there's lots of places that are being polluted on the way down. But as a whole, and I spoke to the guys on Tuesday, we could test water on a monthly basis, or even one of the devices we have can test every 15 minutes. And it's quite astonishing because you put it on a big screen and you plug it in and you watch all these settings. Now we're looking for the figures to increase in the volume of oxygen by also decreasing the water or the composition. So yeah, I think community awareness, taking a direction, not just to set up a meeting. Anyone can do that. It's to understand why are you setting that meeting up, and why have you invited those particular people, and why are those people going to be able to do what the technicians at the water company couldn't. But often that's because they're not reporting anybody other than their commitment to the water and the organization.
What about the environmental policies? Are they successful?
Yeah, I think you get there's a lot of criticism out there that they're changing policies, but truth is that the latest annual state of the river through the environment, the river and the water is better than it's ever been. Where the problem is that we haven't finished the proper training with those people. So that's why we've held back putting cameras everywhere, because we've got some cameras in stock. But they had to, I think, I lost my way there in that conversation. My brain went somewhere else. You're going to have to edit that piece out.
Okay.
Now I'm into deep thinking mode.
Okay, so what about Mozambique face rivers pollutions because of illegal mining?
Yeah.
What South Africa experience? How can we learn from South Africa experience?
Yeah, I think what you can learn is that you've actually done, in some ways, a better job of getting the mines on board with helping with environmental problems, such as the reserves. In South Africa, the mines are there, they need to help, but they're sort of sitting back because they're afraid that someone's going to come at them with legal action or demand everything from them. So I think the truth is you need to test the quality of the water or the area, understand what has really caused the problem in the water, and then be confident to go back to the mine. Not shouting and screaming and blaming. We all use the products that come out of mines. So just because we don't see it means we can't say we don't want it to happen. But go to those mines and then ask them that says, hey, we have a plan. What they don't want is they haven't got time to make the plan. But if you walk in with a plan, and not a business plan, just a plan of saying, we're going to clean up this river from here to here, but we need bags, or we're going to do this, and that's going to resolve people wasting or putting waste or litter into an area. So, yeah, I think you can approach them in that way, and ARMA can help you with that as well, because they are governed also by policies that come from overseas that they need to adhere to. So, if you pull, I think that's it. Make the approach to them directly. Be confident that you want them to succeed as much as you do.
So what about how can Mozambique approach water sanitation?
So I think the first thing is to go and see where the water is coming in and check the inflows, and then go to the dam wall and check that the dam wall is safe. And that's me just taking the same decision I would at anywhere. And I think you'll find that the dam wall was only designed for X number of 1,000 vehicles over a year, But because of that, then when people went to make the environmental rules, they looked at that figure. Whereas there's definitely more people living here than 650 houses, And you can see it in the places we just come from. Those people are actually enjoy Mozambique and they're happy. So if they have to pay, I don't know, 50 cents or even R1 or 5 Rand even, more to the municipality, but they know that money is going to be safe and is going to be used. Public is concerned that organizations like The water organizations are using money or taking money but not using it properly, and then we're just going to get worse rather than better. Yeah.
So the youth, how can be involved in this climate change, climate environment challenges?
The youth is critical because it doesn't matter how much we do, the true solutions are going to come down the line, and it's going to take time. And time is in the hands of the youth, not elderly people or the adults that are busy. Yourself is a good example. You're using your skills, and you're doing this interview to help get awareness and drive change. So we have a big commitment to schools. So we'd like to have more ambassadors that can visit schools and bring on schools so we can give a little talk about the rivers and these conditions we're talking about. But yeah, as a whole, my kids have been involved in this type of thing all their life. We've done a lot of work with school kids. Some of them have done amazing work. So I think to the people you're trying to reach is you're looking to appeal to youth who actually do see that they want a world that they can live in. Parents should be saying, I want to improve these things so that my kids can enjoy paddling these rivers, seeing these rivers, enjoying them where wildlife comes. So yeah, I think whether it's parallel or alongside Rotary, then you need to have a youth program that encourages getting more youth, same way as Rotary does with its interactors. It's bringing those people in at an early age. They know more about Rotary than I do. I have to go read it and follow up or read on the internet, but there's no way I can fit in the number of hours that these youngsters also are using. Plus things change, technology changes, approaches change. So yeah, the youth is critical. And I have my own son and my own daughter. I would like them to, they have been involved in this project, but it would be nice to actually take it to the next level where they can help. My daughter would like to go to Bulgaria. And yeah, I think using these examples and working out how do we bring in more youth. Yeah.
Okay, Mozambique for 2 months or 3 months faced the worst floods ever. So what message can you address for affected people?
Well, affected people by the flood, I feel for them, and whilst I can't be, or we're not accountable for the volume of rain, we want to carry on getting municipalities and cities to understand that you could design things better, design them with permeable tarmac that goes through into the sand. At the moment, as soon as people put up concrete blocks or bricks, then you're just pushing the problem further down the river. And this is a lot of water that's come down. So it's great for the environment, some of it, but it's not as good for people. And we just need to encourage people to listen and see, listen with your eyes, look and watch what's going on here, and find mentors within there. We mentor some of our intakes for a satellite club, so, and that tells you that where is this person in their understanding. If you know where they are, you can then help them get to where they've got to go. If you don't know where they are, you're wasting money. So, yeah.
Okay, Mark, thank you for you be open to discuss and to attend this podcast episode. É assim como nós fechamos com palavras de coragem de Mark McClue, que juntou-se a este episódio especial. Nós voltamos com a promessa, nós nos despedimos com a promessa de voltarmos na próxima oportunidade. E até lá.
Cool.